Okay. So let us look at Bhagavad Gita. And, as Sandhya ji was saying, that everybody interprets this karma theory in his own way. And therefore, it is very important that we remain very clear, with what Krishna wants to say or what is written in Vedas. So, Krishna here in the third chapter, he says, Nahi kaschid kshanamapi jatu tishtatya akarmakrit. Oh, Arjuna, it is not possible that any being on this, in this existence is able to pass even a moment without doing a karma. So there is no escape. Even if you sleep, sleep is a karma, breathing is a karma. Everything, every thought that comes into a mind is a karma. So therefore, first thing he makes it very clear is, do not think that by avoiding the action, you will be able to free yourself from the karma bandhana or the bondage of the karma. So karma is, is a energy which has a capacity of binding us also, and it also has a capacity of liberating us also. So he's saying that, but there is no way that you can be separated from this energy or leave this energy away. You have to deal with this energy. So therefore, karma yoga becomes a very essential aspect of daily life. And even if you think that you will be able to avoid karma or run away from the karma, nature will by force, make you come onto the path of karma. Like very simple example is, if I stop my breath and say that I will not breathe and do nothing, after some time I have to take a breath. So nature is forcing me into karma. This is one important point, that there is no escape. Second, then Krishna says that people do karmas in two ways. Mainly in two ways karmas happen. These are two modes of functioning of this energy. One is when the individual suppresses his organs of action, but keeps remembering that karma mentally. So he's actually thinking that he's not doing karma, but that mental thinking also is a karma. Okay. And such way of doing the karma, where you suppress your organs of action and keep imagining you doing those kind of actions mentally, is a very low quality of action, or a very inefficient way of managing that energy. Because by doing this energy becomes more binding on you, and it also becomes destructive for you. And such people, Krishna has used very strong word. He calls them as Vimudhatma, deluded souls, and Mithyachari, hypocrites. People who show something else, but inside them something else keeps going on. Such people, have lot of thoughts, lot of emotions that go on in the mind, but on the face, they are showing something else. So this is not a very efficient way of managing this energy. Very next sloka, he says, what is the way? Yastvindriyani manasa niyamyar bhate arjuna karmendriye karma yogam asaktah savishishyate. Whereas I consider this as a very intelligent or a superior kind of a person who is skillful in performing action. What is the skill in action? By mind, one who controls the sense organs. And then what he does? Puts his organs of action into karma yoga. What is karma yoga? Karma yoga is fulfilling one's duties without, attachment, asaktaha. Without attachment, he keeps on performing his duties and doesn't allow his mind to get into the thinking process without doing the karma. He always does the karma, and his energies are all spent in organs of action rather than thinking about it. So Krishna appreciates doing more than suppressing the action and thinking about it. Okay. So, and there is also no free vent to whatever the sense organs are telling you are doing that. No. The guidance is that whatever is your prescribed role, you are adhering to that and you are not breaking that role. And for that, you are using your intellect, you are using your mind, and with them, you are controlling your senses and channelizing them towards your duties towards your roles. Whatever that your senses tell you, which goes against your duties or roles, you do not do that. You have a continuous effort of channelizing your horses in the right path. So this is, Krishna says that this is a more efficient way of managing that energy, because then this energy becomes liberating. Now, after that, Krishna comes up with this very important concept, which is known as the yajna. It is actually a cycle which is known as the karma yoga cycle or a yajna cycle. What is this cycle? Krishna says that the work must be done as a yajna, sacrifice for the duty to the God. So I am doing my karma. I am doing this karma as a sacrifice. Why sacrifice? Because most of the time your duties will be against what your senses want. Okay, that's why it is called as a sacrifice or a yajna. Yajna means there is fire. In that fire you are putting ahuti. So you are burning something. So what do you burn in karma yoga? You burn the pull or the likes and dislikes of your sense organs into the fire of jnana, into the fire of your intellect. You burn your sense pleasures in karma yoga. Okay, and why you do that? You offer that burning of your sense pleasure in the fire of the knowledge of your intellect as a service to God. By doing that, the karma bandhana, can be broken. Otherwise, if you are not doing this yajna, then it becomes a karma bandhana. It becomes a binding force taking you from one life to another through different kind of experiences. They may be punya or papa. You may be going through a very beautiful, pleasureful experience, but that is also ephemeral. You may be going through a hellish experience. That is also transient. So in Yoga Shastra, looking back into life, thinking that I have done a very good karma, therefore I am experiencing Swarga, is considered equally bad, as doing a bad karma and experiencing hell, because ultimately the whole purpose is cutting the bondage of karma. So Shubh karma are equally binding as the Ashubh karma. The only way to break this bondage of karma is that you should do the karma in the yajna way. And tadartham karma konteya mukta sanga samacharaha. So you should do your karma towards that, towards liberation. So what is that? He says that when this creation was created, then Brahma created the whole creation. Brahma only created this software of karma and different modes of doing this karma. Doing the karma in the lowest possible way, where you think of the sense pleasures and keep on thinking and not even act and become very tamasic. Second is doing this karma in a rajasic way, where you think, act, get the result, feel frustrated, think, again run after your pleasure. That is a rajasic way. And then the third is a sattvic way, where you burn these karmas, these desires of your senses into the intellectual fire of discrimination, of viveka. No, this is not my role. I should not cross this boundary and I should sacrifice. And that is sattvic karma. All these lead to their sukha and dukkha. Whereas a karma, the fourth dimension of karma is doing the karma in the yajna way, is when you do sattvic karma, but also do not do it for obtaining a shubh karma or a with the ahankara of being a good karma doer. You do it only and only as a service to the God. Then it becomes a liberating karma. So sattvic karma surrendered as a service to the God. Now, these are the four modes in which Brahma created the action. And Brahma also created deities, which manage different energies in the cosmos. And he says that you have to do your karma by these deities, yajna karma, these deities will become happy on you. This karma will actually help those deities also sustain, and then they will shower their blessings on you. This way, a positive karma cycle will keep on happening. And this cycle will be completed only when when you do your yajna karma and you receive, your liberation, you receive greater strength, greater power, or from your shubh karma, you receive a shubh result. The cycle will be complete only when whatever you have received out of your karma, you offer it back to the society, you offer it back to the God or for universal well-being. So one aspect of karma is how I initiate the karma. Other aspect of karma is what I do with the fruit. So Krishna says that the first aspect of the fruit itself has to be given back. It is then that the cycle gets complete. So the spiritually minded who eat food that is first offered in sacrifice back to the society with an attitude of serving the God, are released from all kinds of sin. So that kind of karma becomes purifying on you. It releases your papam. That's why you develop liberation or a capacity of jnana. When the sins dissolve by such karma, then the inner knowledge and bhakti start coming onto the surface. Okay? Whereas those who do not follow this, they do not give it back to the God and society, they verily eat only sin. Then their ignorance becomes more and more dense. So, therefore, he says, very beautifully, this concept says that all living beings survive on food. This food comes because of the rains. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyad anna sambhavaha. Yajnad bhavati parjanyo. And here Krishna connects this fourth mode of action, the yajna mode of action, where you do your duty as per the role against your senses, but sacrifice it to the God, as a service to the God, as a service to the higher being. Then that fourth mode of action brings rain or brings balance or equanimity in the forces of the nature. Everybody is talking about climate change. This is one more domain which Krishna brings. Yajna karma helps, the whole climate. And yajna karma samudbhava. This yajna is coming from a typical way of doing the action. And where is these four modes of karma coming from? They come from Brahma. Brahma comes from the ultimate creator, the God himself. And therefore, the all-pervading God is always glorified in doing the karma in the yajna way. And those who do not follow, those who do not understand this cycle of yajna, this chakra which is there, which is going on, which is sustaining the whole cosmos. You do the yajna karma, the celestial gods feel happy and they bless you. And then again you do the karma, and then what result you get out of that karma, you offer that back to the society, back to the God. And this is the way the yajna cycle functions. And those human beings who are not understanding this cycle or not behaving or participating in this cycle, they only live for the delight of their sense pleasures. Their lives are indeed in vain. Mogham partha sajivati. Unnecessarily, this person is living and he has wasted his whole life. So, dear friends, if you look at yoga philosophy, there are fundamentally three kinds of karma. One is a sanchita karma. Sandhya ji was telling that this karma have their impressions which accumulate. If the karma is done in a tamasic, rajasic or sattvic way, it will accumulate as sanchita, good, bad or mixed results. And then these arrows itself will be processed by the Brahma, by the deities, and will come back, will keep coming to you as your prarabdha, giving you different situations in life. Now there you also have the freedom, the free will to do now your karma in response to that prarabdha as a yajna karma or as another tamasic or rajasic or sattvic karma. So if you do that as a yajna karma, then you are freeing yourself from this whole cycle of karma. Otherwise, you will accumulate another sanchita that will keep on coming as another prarabdha. So the agami, the freedom that you have, should be used in performing the action in a yajna way, in a sacrificial way. And what is the result if you do that? Krishna says, Tasmad asaktah satatam karyam karma samachara asakto yacharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. This is the favorite shloka of Mahatma Gandhi. So therefore, giving up attachment, perform actions as a matter of duty, because by working without being attached to the fruits, one attains the supreme. So first your sins, get dissolved, your consciousness gets more and more purified, your chitta gets purified, and your inner knowledge, jnana, inner bhakti start coming up, and you start moving closer and closer to the source of creation. After describing Karma Yoga in the third chapter, Krishna goes into the other aspect of dhyana, bhakti, everything else. But then again, towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, he again summarizes. And in 18.46, right before, ending it, he again says, Yataha pravritir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmanam tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. My dear friends, this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna again says from his heart, by performing one's natural action, natural duty, natural occupation, one worships the Creator from whom all entities have come into being. Everybody that you see around, the Creator only is coming in different forms to you. So, swakarmanam tam abhyarcha, by doing your karma, if you worship that Creator, by doing action in such a way, a man attains siddhi vindati vanava. Say, if you are a doctor, if you are sitting in your chamber, every patient who is entering into your cabin is God. What kind of thinking you should have? God, you have come in the form of this patient in front of me. Now your role is of the patient. My role is of the doctor. You are going to tell me your complaints, and I will be honestly trying to address your sufferings with whatever knowledge that I have. Please accept. In my mind, I will be touching the feet of the patient because God has come. तो मन में आप अपने पेशेंट के पैर छूते हो और बाहर से आप अपने डॉक्टर की ड्यूटी करते रहते हो. बाहर से उसको नमस्कार करने की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन मन से आप अपने हर पेशेंट के पैर छूते हो. तब ये हो गया आपको सिद्धि देने वाला यज्ञ कर्म. Say, for example, if there is a small baby in your house, your child, you don't consider that child as yours. That child is small Krishna. From your heart, you touch the feet of that child and you say, the God, you have come in the form of a child to me. I am fulfilling the role of your father, your mother, and I am going to serve you. If you are a businessman sitting on the counter, selling something, you will say, God, now you have come as a customer to me. I touch your feet from my heart. But as a businessman, I have to sustain my family also. So God, I will be bargaining with you. And whatever is the fit deal for me, with neither too much of a, greed, neither facing a loss, with little profit, I will settle down with you. If a maid comes to your house who is cleaning your toilet, say, God, now you have come in the form of this maid to me. I touch your feet. But my role is of being your boss here. So I will give you this work, and whatever adequate I feel, I will give you the reward. So in this way, my dear friends, the Creator only comes in different forms. And you keep touching the feet of the Creator. A dog jumps and you say, God, you have come in the form of this dog. I touch your feet and I feed you. Now, in this way, my dear friends, if we are able to do the karma, this dimension, if it enters in our life, I can tell you this is the fastest, super fast jet laser path of growth in spirituality. Okay, you can't imagine how fast the layers of ignorance from your heart will be removed, and your own infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite bhakti will start emerging from you. So Krishna says that before Janaka and other people have done this, it is not that I am telling you something which cannot be achieved at all. And for lok sangraha, setting a good example for the people around, great person always dwell in action. And whatever standards people whom are respected in society, they set, the whole society follows that. Therefore, O Arjuna, in this whole world, I do not have any kartavya, any karma to be done in three lokas. No, I am the creator only. But still, as I walk on this planet, I get up, I do the morning vandanam, I do sandhya vandanam, I do pranayam, I serve my, nation, I do all my karmas. No, why? Because if I do not do it, I will be considered as a destroyer of the cosmos. So therefore, the people who are jnanis, who are following the yajna karma, should also do the karma in the same way as ignorant people do, with attachment to the results. With that same intensity, you do the karma, O Bharata, because this will cause lok sangraham. People will not lose faith in the karma or duties. So you should, outsidely, you should also appear like a sakama karmi, a person who is doing action with lot of attachment. No, no, we have to do it, we have to achieve it. But from inside, you are only serving the one, and you are, from your heart, keep touching the feet of every being who is around you, who is coming in front of you, and keep serving only the one creator, and perform actions as intensely as the people who are really attached to the fruits are doing, but you are doing it only for God. Dear friends, if we learn this art of action, very intense action, but only as the service to the God, then, my dear friends, we have understood the essence of Karma Yoga, and then this will become the most amazing tool for your spiritual growth and overall well-being. It will also serve the whole cosmos, the whole climate change, the challenge that we are all facing. This is my understanding of what I have learned from Bhagavad Gita. I request all of you to please contemplate on this. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nice.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.